Hello everyone, hello and welcome to Captain's Log number 4, star date August 27. How are we all doing? We got Captain Maddie here, I am here as well. Maddie is severely sleep deprived because of fatherhood, I believe. And I got my Pfizer jab yesterday, so I'm also a little bit out of it, a little bit dopey. So if either of us
one's dopey, one's sleepy.
Yeah, exactly. So this is probably going to be a little bit of a shorter one. We're going to try to keep it under 90 minutes this time. And if either one of us falls off our chair, then you understand why. But how you doing, Maddie? What's up?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing good. Yes, I am a bit sleep deprived, but the NFT industry always keeps me going. I'm scared to blink in case I go to sleep.
I know.
Apart from that, I'm ready. Let's go. We had a really cool last week for Metakey. We'll love to talk about it.
Yeah, it's been honestly like pretty wild the last couple of weeks. I think it's been, it's been almost exactly 2 weeks since the last Captain's Log. So we'll take it from the top. What have we done since last week? We've been smashing it in the NFT radar. Old Mayor Ego here. We've covered Gilded Guardians, Star Sailor Siblings, Meta Hero Universe, Gauntlets, Deadfellas, Fluff World. For those of you who are not in our Discord and don't know, this stuff is all completely free. Like, you don't need a Metakey to get in on the NFT radar. And NFT radar and NFT strategy here are both some of like the absolute best alpha that you can find anywhere. It's what I use. I'm pretty sure it's what Maddie uses more often than
not as well. I created this for me. So this Discord is because I wanted to keep on top of things, and I wanted a discussion of NFT minds to come together. So NFT strategy is where the discussion happens. NFT radar is where we get Ego to post a full project breakdown on certain things that he thinks are good or we think are good.
And we've also got Paper D.
Yep,
it's coming in.
Ooh,
and jumped on
Paper
the
D
radar
coming
as
in
well.
hot.
Yeah,
right,
coming in hot with the alpha on Deadfellas.
Nice.
So we got another contributor there, and Paper D is very, very, very switched on.
Paper D, if you guys know, has been like on every project.
Yeah.
He's like the guru in NFT strategy.
Yeah, he knows really everything. Good. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So we just saw that he was posting like 100 times a day in NFT strategy, and we were like, "We're gonna do some radar posts." It's like,
Yep. The whole goal of this Discord, guys, is to make it the best, most curated or quality information packed NFT sort of Discord. So if you have any ideas on how to make it better, we can do that. And I can see Maddie's wallet channel that maybe we'll go through a little bit later. But anything that you think you may have ideas to make it better, that's what we're here to do.
And it's almost all free as well. There's very few kind of locked features in the Discord. The attitude is kind of, 80% free, 20% premium content for Metakey holders. That said, we've been doing a bunch of giveaways for Metakey holders. We've given away Waxel Ninjas. We gave away a Genesis Kong, Cyberkong's Genesis
20K?
Kong. Yeah, it's like $20,000.
Shit. Someone got a car, free car.
It's absolutely absurd. I cannot believe how generous Cyberkongs has been. They've been so good to us. Yeah.
They actually went on, so I checked our Metakey sales, and I noticed Coco bought a full set.
Yeah.
So, what we do, guys, with the Metakey and what we're starting to see patterns of is collaborations. So another great project happening over there, we'd connect, and maybe we can build some core games in the sandbox. We can do giveaways across communities. We can build integrations together somewhere, somehow, mix laws together, the story together, etc. So there's just so much we can do, and Kongs has absolutely been an awesome one.
Yeah, so that was the big giveaway. We did giveaways for Big Fan, Nifty Royale, Degenerates, Snarky Shark, Metakey Gang, and CLOWK Clouk, which is another interesting game that is going to be integrating the Metakey.
Oh, nice!
Yeah, it's really cool. You can hold the Metakey as an item in their game if you own one, and it'll just like buff up your characters. It's
awesome.
Sort of RPG kind of buff. It's pretty cool.
You're going to see a lot more of that, guys. We have quite a few integrations got to do with games underway.
Yeah.
It takes a little bit longer to do than everything else. So airdrops, and that's why you're seeing a lot of giveaways now, because it's quite easy to do those.
They don't require coding.
No coding. Like, they just knock on our doors and we're like, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
But integrations take some time, because we've got to discuss what's fair and not fair, and get the coding done and experiment with it a bit.
Yeah.
But we are in the groove of things. So in the next 30 to 60 days, you should be quite a few of those rolling out.
Mm. And speaking of giveaways, Maddie has been giving away a lot.
Yeah.
Every single day.
I've been doing my streams. Mm-hmm. So the giveaways at the moment that you just mentioned, those are for just the Metakey holders, right?
Yes. Okay. That is correct.
So if you're a Metakey holder and you verified yourself, then you get access to the giveaway channel. That is
you got this one here.
That one there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that whole section there, private owners deck. Okay. This section is specifically for Metakey owners, and we've given away all sorts of things, from a Nintendo Switch to Kongs to everything. So all the partners that come to us, they're like, hey Maddie, let's give this away to your community. A lot of those go, if not all of them, go here. My ones is just a bonus one, because I do streams with DCL Blogger. Obviously DCL Blogger me is tied heavily with Metakey, so anything I do DCL Blogger wise, I bring to here. But it's a free one, so I do free ones, but the partnerships that come through go through the paid ones, right?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, so Maddie, you've been streaming every day for how many weeks has it been? It's been 3 weeks. No, it's been more than 2.
So I think I missed yesterday, which would have been 16.
Which is the first day off you've had in like 6 years.
It felt so weird to sleep in. I was like, what? This is not normal. But 17 days, I think, so a good 3 weeks.
Yes.
Crazy.
Yeah,
almost a month full of streaming.
Yeah, which is wild. And
today we had a record amount of people.
Yes. Yeah.
Did you notice?
Yeah, I did.
268 people.
Yeah. And people are sort of wondering, like, okay, so how does that connect to Metakey? What value does that add to Metakey? And what we're looking at here is like the most efficient onboarding of anything that we're doing. Basically, the number of people that we're getting joining the Discord every single day subsequent to those streams, they come in to listen to your takes and your alpha, and they join the Discord for the giveaway. And then they see the Metakey, and they see all these other channels and all this, NFT strategy and stuff. And they go, oh, wow. And, like a week, 2 weeks down the road, they end up picking up a Metakey.
Yeah.
So
didn't we hit 6K members like just 2 days ago?
Yeah.
And now we're at 6.1 or something? 6.2?
Yes. Yeah, something ridiculous. It's just absolutely blowing up. And our distribution is getting a lot better as well in the Discord. We were, I think a month ago, we were like 50% US, and now it's 39%.
Right.
And we're getting a lot more Germans. We're getting a lot more people from India.
Okay.
A lot more people from the Philippines. Like, we're getting a much broader, like, kind of like global distribution, which is also like really, really positive and really, really healthy.
Great.
So that's what's been going on with Maddie's streams. And that's also created like a huge editing workload.
You got a box around that. You got to take that out. Does that get recorded?
No. No, that's fine. That's just on the OBS capture.
Okay.
Yes, we've created a big editing workload, because every single one of your streams you've been producing like 2 or 3 videos from. Yeah.
So we've been chopping up my videos and making stream highlights, which Poppy's been doing really, really well.
But we've got a new editor on board.
Yeah, we onboarded another editor. So we got Paper D to join us with the NFTs radar. Was that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, maybe?
2 weeks, I think.
2 weeks ago. And then we recently hired another editor to help with my stuff, but I think she should be also helping with the Metakey stuff every now and then, occasionally.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're going to keep growing. I think we need definitely more devs. We need a 3D modeler. We definitely need more hands on deck. So.
But one of the key learnings I think we found over the last couple of months is that content is king. Like, just across the NFT space in general, if you are making content, whatever platform it's on, whether it's on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, wherever, and you're constantly engaging people and you're creating a community, that's like the key to success.
Yeah,
I think so. In pretty much any.
For sure. Especially now with this space, because we're in an age where people want to know a lot about the NFT industry, and social media is matured to a point where it's very good at distributing good content. So now is the time to make content. And that's why what Michael's been doing, even with our Twitter handle, has been amazing. We hit like 8,000 Twitter followers, I think, recently.
Oh yeah, we did. We hit
I've been watching
8,200 this morning.
Yeah,
which is just wild. It's incredible. I'm so happy with it. We're gonna have to do a big giveaway when we hit 10,000. I'm gonna mention that now so that you guys can hold me to it. If you notice that it's at 10,000 and we haven't done a big giveaway, then you need to get in my ads.
I wonder what we'll give away.
Oh, it's got to be something bigger than a Switch. We gave, I think, the last kind of big sort of physical item giveaway was a Nintendo Switch. Anyway, give us some suggestions, guys. Let us know.
I wonder if we can do 10 giveaways.
10 giveaways, one for every 1,000. That'd be cool. Yeah.
One for every 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
10 things
All
I
right.
will give away.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do that. Yeah. We'll give you a 10% ownership in a Lambo.
One person, 10 people own the same Lambo.
All right, let's talk about some of the bigger projects we've been doing over the last couple of weeks. We finally did our first session of the Shark Tank. And I had a lot of fun. I think it went really, really well. Mm-hmm. We did, unfortunately, have an issue where the recording got corrupted because I'm a dummy. So it's going to forever be the lost episode. But I'm doing a blog post summary on it. The pictures were absolutely...
We got some pictures though?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, we'll go through the pictures actually and give you guys like a little bit of a summary on it. So we had, it was Kevin, Peanut Butter, yourself, and Poppy.
Poppy, yeah.
Yeah, we're on the panel. And I think the main benefit of Shark Tank was, I think, the discussion we had and the feedback that you guys were giving was just so like incredibly insightful and valuable, not just to the people that were pitching, but to everyone kind of listening that's sort of playing around in this space as well. So we had On-Chain Melodies from Theo Fantu, which was our first pitch, and the sort of fulcrum of it was having musical loops as NFTs that you can basically have the license to and then build songs out of it, build tracks. Kind of reminiscent of programs like GarageBand and stuff like that. I'm sure we all kind of played around with at school. But, you know, much sort of higher fidelity from some sort of prominent artists, right? And it was like such an excellent sort of simple, clear pitch. I think you guys ended up deciding that Theo was your choice, and the community did as well. So basically, Theo, we contributed $1,000 to him to sort of, you know, move the ball forward a little bit, which is going to happen every single Shark Tank episode. We're going to make a contribution, and if we have, you know, other partners or other people that want to make a contribution as well, then we can definitely make that happen. But Theo's was excellent, but it was also really hard to choose because we had 3 like really interesting pitches. We had this one from Cincinnati, Crypto Pyramids, and I think you explained this really well because a lot of people are having trouble wrapping their heads around this. Basically, you would be purchasing or mining blocks that were almost like Lego bricks. And then you would have these DAO-like communities that would collaborate to build these pyramids, build these structures and complete quests and compete against like other communities to sort of finish these builds and then subsequently unlock other pyramids and stuff like that. I think the one major piece of feedback that we got from this is that pyramids, talking about pyramids,
even when you're saying it, I'm like,
is so...
Every time you say pyramid, I'm like, scam.
Yeah, exactly. Like you just get this alarm like setting off in the back of your head.
It's sad because it's a beautiful thing, right? Pyramids and it's beautiful, rich history.
Like that. When Cincinnati sent me this, I sort of paid attention because it looked really interesting. But my first thought was like, hang on, is this guy trolling me? Like, is this guy messing with me? And when we were talking to him, we realized that was kind of like part of the brand is that he wanted to sort of make fun of that idea of pyramid schemes. Yeah. And be like, yeah, guys, it's a pyramid scheme. Come join my pyramid scheme. And make like a meme out of it.
Yeah.
Which is risky. And compelling.
Definitely risky. But he had an intricate model. Like it was quite well thought out.
Yeah.
Very detailed. He's got like 15 slides.
Yes.
And it can be simplified. I think a lot of feedback was to simplify the slides.
A lot of the feedback here, and this is something that can be useful for people pitching in the Shark Tank, was that so much of the 5 minutes, we were only giving people 5 minutes to pitch, and so much of it he was talking about the technical details. And I think it was Kevin. It might have been PB.
No, I think it was Kevin.
Kevin made the really, really good point of like, when you're pitching to someone, you don't need to give them the technical details. They can do that in their own head, in their own imagination when they're thinking about it, like later in the day. You need to just like identify the hooks and get the hooks into them.
Yeah. I actually like the idea.
I like it too. I really like it.
You get Lego block NFTs, and then you collaborate with people to verse and build. It kind of reminds me of that game, that show in Australia, Lego Builders or something, Lego Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a global show, but it's like a show where different teams build Lego structures and compete against each other. So it reminded me of that. It was just not well articulated because I kept thinking about a pyramid. Not the scheme, but just a pyramid. And building pyramids all the time kind of seemed boring.
Yeah,
but
why just pyramids, right?
Yeah, why just pyramids? And I think just visually, if you had different things, it would have done much, much better.
Yeah, definitely.
But great idea.
Yeah, and I think with like a little bit of workshopping, like this is definitely something that we're going to see like rearticulated down the road. Like I'd be keeping an eye on Cincinnati. And then finally, we had from old mate Casey this idea of modular turnkey Decentraland stores, where you can get brands coming in wanting to have a presence in the metaverse but no idea how to do it, and just being like, well, we've got this kind of modular option. You just deploy it on some land and it all just works. It's just there and it just works.
Yeah, so like a Metakey branded, I think he meant.
Yes.
Or
it was going to be available with the Metakey through what's the store?
Metazone?
Yes, through Metazone. Yeah. I think was the idea. Yeah.
So we're working with Metazone to have like a bunch of different buildings that you can deploy on your land if you have a Decentraland land. So this kind of works with that model.
Yeah, this is like sort of thing. Basically we're going to do this.
We're pretty much going to do this. But he was saying this. So he brought up making a shop.
Yes.
A shop front.
Yes. Specifically shop fronts. Yeah.
But that's quite difficult to customize because obviously you're selling different things.
Yeah.
So how would you customize the inside?
Well, you would need sort of a support team, something like Lestrom's group to kind of handle basically post-sale customization stuff.
Yeah. I think he was saying to sell these though, wasn't he? No, he was saying, okay, so I just realized he was saying that you need to be able to finance a support team for it.
Exactly, yes.
And that financing can be done if you have a specific strategy. So this marketing and more people wanting a Metakey to do this should allow us to pay a salary for people to support the requests such as what you just said.
Yeah, that was the idea. And again, like a really compelling, really simple, clean, straightforward pitch. Like I think we came out like so strong for this first Shark Tank sessions with three really excellent ideas. But Theo ended up basically taking the panel's favorite and the community's favorite for just being so clean and so clear and being able to say like exactly like, hey, you give me the $1,000 and I can basically do this with it, get the ball rolling on the next phase.
Do we have more people that have submitted?
Submitted? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to talk about that because we did subsequently get some more people submitting, and we are going to be doing a Shark Tank. I'm aiming for once a month. Is basically what I think my bandwidth is personally going to allow for producing these. But if you reach out to any of us in the team, we can send you one of these pitch proposals. And if you're building something in the metaverse, you don't even have to be a Metakey holder. If you're building something in the metaverse and you want to kind of workshop it, you want to practice pitching it, you want to maybe get some funds, get some eyeballs on it, because I personally suspect that even though like we gave Theo the $1,000, like every single one of these projects is going to be getting a bunch of new followers, and they're going to be getting people asking them questions and getting engaged and possibly like jumping on board.
Yeah, you know? This is networking. Networking is the key at the start.
Yeah, it's networking and discussion. So basically the format of the show is we do 5 minutes pitching, 5 minutes panel, basically discussion with whoever's pitching. and then 5 minutes pulling questions from the community who's watching live on Twitch or live in Decentraland at the Shark Tank. It's more of a community thing. It's less kind of cutthroat than the name sort of implies.
Yeah, Shark Tank is, it's fun to call it Shark Tank, but it's not as cutthroat. We just want to bring to light some of the cool stuff the community is doing and building, and hopefully fund it and help them network.
It was actually like super wholesome.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was really cool. Yeah, everyone was being really cool.
Yeah, everyone was quite nice and supportive and clapping with everyone. So it was nice to put a voice, because some of the community members were talking for the first time. And all that. So it was good. Yeah. You're right. It was wholesome. Good work.
It was, yeah. And we're going to be doing another one in probably like 2 or 3 weeks, seeing how we go with everything else. So that was one of the big projects that we finally got launching. The second one, so excited for this, because I don't know if we've announced this yet. I think we've been saying this week. But the Metakademy is live.
Is it live?
Right now.
No way.
Yeah, it's live right now. As you guys are watching this, you can enter the Metakademy and see these courses right now. So what you have to do, you go up here, the key deck. We're on the Metakey.com. You go over to key deck, and it should take you. Here we go to the key deck. You can see our beautiful UI here. Metakademy, airdrops, virtual worlds, communities. This is basically what your Metakey will unlock, is kind of all this content here. We go log in and sign into your MetaMask, and we connect, and it should be working. There we go.
Bam!
Over to Metakademy. Here it is, the Metakademy.
What is Metakademy? There you go, guys.
So what is Metakademy, Matty?
So Metakademy is a course content database that you can log into if you have the Metakey. Any Metakey will allow you to log in, and you can see there's like this, Axie Infinity course, there's a Smart Contract Essentials course, a BizDev course, there's one by me in the corner over there, exploring NFTs. But basically we can curate community courses based on certain topics in the NFT industry, put it on here. And if you have the Metakey, you can go in there and watch these short courses. And I'm going to watch this one. So this is by Victor.
Yeah, this is Victor. I edited this. So a lot of what myself and Poppy have been doing over the last couple of weeks since the last Captain's Log is editing Metakademy courses. A lot of what Vic and Mossy have been doing has been setting up the dashboard and the website and all that. This has been like most of our sort of time and bandwidth the last couple of weeks. But yeah, it's looking real good. The most important thing that any of you guys, here's the scoop. The most important thing that you guys need to do is this Smart Contract Essentials number 3, minting through the smart contract. We've had so many questions about this, but for this one, Vic just basically shows you how to ignore all the front end stuff and get into the smart contract and mint directly, so you don't have to worry about websites failing due to traffic overload and stuff like that happens with like every single launch.
So with these avatar launches, you know how like they have website issues, you notice like things start to sell but the website's not on. What's going on is people are minting straight from the contract. So it's not illegal, it's fine. It's completely fine to do so. And Vic has showed us how to do it.
That's easy. But
so he's done a bunch of different things. So he hasn't just done that. He's got deploy your own contract, lesson 1. Mint your first NFT, lesson 2. Minting through this smart contract, grabbing metadata through IPFS, basically throughout all his dev knowledge for all of us to absorb.
So cool. Basically within an hour, you can learn how to read and write smart contracts and mint your own NFTs with this course, which is just mind-blowing. But of course, we've got courses about a bunch of different topics at the moment, and this is only the very, very, very beginning. My ambition for the Metakademy is that we're going to be supporting it forever, perpetually, and that it is going to be better than any other educational resource regarding NFTs. Because at the moment, education and knowledge, like quality education and knowledge about NFTs, is extremely scarce. That is going to change over the next 6 months. There's going to be a massive, massive saturation of content on YouTube. Most of it, 90% of it, is going to be garbage. Some of it is going to be pretty good, but every time there is something pretty good, that's going to be raising the bar for us. And basically what you're seeing now, I want to be like just entry point. Like the next set of courses is going to be better and better and better and better, higher quality, higher fidelity.
Remember, we can keep adding to this. So in the next, like, if you guys like this stuff and you want certain courses, let us know. And whoever it may be, YGG, the Decentraland founders, maybe you want them to get in. And if I have in my network power, or we can get in touch with someone, then we may get them to do a short course on something, right? And hopefully in the next year or two, this will have hundreds and hundreds of different courses on everything NFT related. That you just have it all with a Metakey that you can buy for 0.2 Ethereum, or if you're a collector, you've got a nice collector's edition. So one of the many things.
I want to have at least one new course every week.
That's good.
And the great thing about the Metakrew, right, is that we've got so many people that are coming from different backgrounds and different industries that are experts in their own fields, right? Like we've got Craig, who's a small business owner. He's been running a marketing company in the entertainment industry, and he's given some really, really interesting insights on, like, basically taking the plunge to start your own business in the Web3 space, like how to actually pull the trigger and dive in and get it done.
There you go.
And I want basically all of you guys in the Metakrew that are coming from these different spaces and have these specialist skills to step up. Like, you don't have to know how to record and edit video. I can walk you through that. But if you go over here to submit a course, you'll get this proposal form. You can fill it out. You tell us what your expertise is. Tell us what you think you can offer. I will be able to have talks with you kind of through this process. We can produce a course. You will be reimbursed, obviously.
But you know what the cool thing is, guys? You own a Metakey, right? So you contributing to this is actually increasing the value proposition of your ownership of that Metakey. So, a project, a true project in this space is one where the community and the team and everyone involved help to increase the value of the assets. And, we're just a team that contribute, and we're dedicated to it. But you guys are obviously part of the team if you want to be, and you're open to do anything like that. Because suddenly, if you add a course here and everyone starts to buy Metakeys to do that, and you own Metakeys, then there you go.
You're lifting. What's the term for it? A rising tide lifts all ships. Boats. Ships is a little grander. I think we're ships. I think we're past the point of boats. We're like galleons at this point. Looking at that OpenSea secondary price action. Anyway, alternatively, if you are not so confident in your ability to contribute new skills, new courses, but you have something that you really want to learn, something that you don't know how to do, you can't find any education on, you really want to learn, you can come here to request a course, and that will also give you a form that you can fill in. You can say, hey, I want to learn this, and I will read it, I'll see it, and I'll go, great, let me find someone who can do that.
Interesting. Nice.
Is basically the idea. So there's the Metakademy. We're going to have lots of other stuff in here. We've got information on all the airdrops that we've had so far, which are going to keep filling out.
So these are the airdrops that we've done already. So it's more like just a breakdown of what we've already done. But as we add more airdrops, we will add them there.
Yeah. And same with our presence in various virtual worlds. Community stuff, we've got some notes on Crypto Art Pulse here, but this is where our avatar stuff is going to go as well, I think. And yeah, same thing with experiences. We're going to be sort of filling this.
So what happens if you click that? What happens if you click the Shark Tank?
It will give you a little summary. Okay. You can go there. It'll send you there in DCL.
Nice.
And we have access to the blog post where you can learn more than kind of what I've got here. And it'll basically be this for all the experiences that we have and that we build. Yeah. So that is the.
This is a really cool way to show our whole value proposition. And as we keep adding utility, and you can just, when you buy the Metakey, you can jump in here. You've got all the courses. You've got all the information as to what we're integrating in. We'll probably have a gaming section as well.
Definitely. Cool. I'm really excited about this as well. This has been, again, one of the biggest things we've been doing in the last couple of weeks.
We actually just wanted to launch with just me and my 5 videos.
Yeah.
But then I think we dropped it back and we were like, wait a second, let's get like another 5 or 6 videos because more people seem like they want to contribute. There's definitely other skill sets here. And that's why it took us probably another 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks to launch.
Yes, because we really wanted to demonstrate, we wanted to make it clear that this is something that is not just going to be an extension of DCL Blogger. It's not just going to be like, hey, if you get Metakey, you get extra Maddie videos. No. This is the community. This is community curated and community produced content, which I think is going to really kind of help strengthen our community. We're all going to learn more. We're all going to be skilling up and leveling up.
When's this video going up?
When is this video going up? This video will be going up tonight or tomorrow.
Okay. Because I want to tweet Metakademy ASAP.
I'll tell you when you can.
The worst employee of myself. I'll leak everything.
You always do. No, you can't leak it yet because I still need to finish editing the video.
All right.
The welcome to the Metakademy.
Done.
You know, that whole thing. Because you did one and it wasn't good.
Okay.
No offense.
That's fine.
So the other big thing that has been going on that I know you guys are all excited about, or at least you should be, you certainly should be if you're not, is our PFP project. This is where we were at last time. Okay? Last time we were kind of readjusting the style a little bit. We were looking at this. We were rejecting Maddie's front view idea, landing something a little bit more like this, which led us to
Bam! Here. Oh my god. We have a lot of diversity in the office, so we want something to represent anyone and everyone in the space.
That's really the most important thing we think for these PFP projects is representation, right? Is because this is about identity, it's about your digital identity. We want people to be getting avatars that they feel attached to and feels like represents them, right? And one of the important things is to be representing a diverse range of peoples from diverse backgrounds, but also backgrounds like within the metaverse, right? Is that some of us are developers, some of us are gamers, some of us are traders, and we want traits that people feel that they are kind of drawn to as a result. So this was a test, and this is...
Oh my god.
This is where we're at the moment. So I got Billy just before we started recording here. I was like, hey, generate some of these for me. Just like roll the random generator.
I haven't seen this.
Roll the generator and just show me what you spit out. I want these to be like organic. So you can see a little bit more diversity of traits here. Where do you want to start here? There's a lot going on here. Where do you want to start?
I don't know. I love them all. I like... I don't know. They just look so epic.
So we do have some more of these like classic piratey things. Because, you know, our original conception of the Metakrew was we're pirates of the metaverse. And we've been true to that theme, but losing like a little bit of that flavor. And we were like, no, we need some pirate hats for starters. Yeah,
this is legal me coming
this one might be a little bit iffy.
Yeah, well, this is not final.
No, this is not final. We might have to adjust this a little bit.
I want to share this on Twitter.
You can share this on Twitter after this goes live.
Yeah,
I promise. So obviously we've got a lot of humans. We've got kind of classic. We're trying to leave this really vague, whether these are robots or whether they are people that are just in like cool cyber suits or whatever. We kind of have room for each of those scenarios within our lore, and we want you guys to decide. Like, you may well, if you roll a really cool looking avatar, which almost everyone will because they all look amazing, you probably get me jumping in your DMs being like, hey, tell me about your character so I can like write some lore on him and bring him into the story.
I like how the backgrounds are more lighter. Is this including the change that we talked about?
Yeah, this is yeah, this is including the changes that we talked about. Yeah, because the backgrounds were, a lot of them were a little bit too noisy. We were finding. These guys, I don't know if we've settled on like a name for them. I think we were calling them ghouls.
So they got like ghoulish features. They're like half.
They're sort of undead.
They're turning into the undead.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the lore of these guys, I think we've mentioned in previous Captain's Logs, is that one of the features of our narrative is that people have discovered a way to mint DNA and consciousness and basically transfer themselves onto the blockchain into these digital worlds so they can travel back and forth through the metaverse, right? And the ship, the Metakey, acts basically as, I think it's an ERC 993, where it just like packages a whole bunch of content and mints it together. That's the safe way to do it and the expensive way to do it. The cheap and dangerous way to do it, basically people have been finding other sort of means to try and mint themselves, mint their consciousness. And in that process, there's been a lot of weird stuff happening. One of them is that people's consciousness and DNA are being separated. And ghouls are basically a body that has been minted without a mind. The mind's been sort of separated. So they've become these sort of
you can't control
wicked,
their muscles.
Yeah, they've become these sort of wicked undead. Another result.
You know what would look good if that cat had like some more accessories on the face.
And they will be able to have more accessories on the face. They'll be able to have the same accessories that everyone else has.
And look at the bottom right as well. Yeah. What's that? What is that?
I don't know. Oh, I don't know. I wonder.
This looks so freaking cool, man.
So there's a lot of memes in the gaming sphere about making cat girls a reality, because like pretty much every anime and every like Japanese video game has cat girls, right? And like people are asking Elon Musk like when he's gonna master genetic splicing to make cat girls a reality. Yeah. So
do we have cat boys?
I think yes, we do. We got cat boys as well. But I think what's happened here, right, is that in sort of the genetic minting process, something has gone wrong, and people have been like, you know what? Actually, I prefer this. And they've started doing it deliberately, right?
Maybe too many cat memes were minted on the blockchain.
Oh,
and then data
and started interfering.
Interfering somehow.
Yeah, because the Stray, one of our characters that we've been showing off, is a cat that has been minted through a process that is supposed to mint humans, and has sort of given it these humanoid features. And this is kind of the reverse of that. It's a human that's kind of been messed up with cat sort of mutations, basically. And we kind of have this idea in our lore that a lot of these like humanoid animal projects we're seeing, like apes and stuff like that, could be explained like through this process, right? But it could also be just, you know, someone that wants to be represented in the metaverse as a cat person, right? And maybe there's a human behind this. We don't know. And as for this guy,
he's so cool.
I'm not going to say anything. What is he? Is this a mutation? Is this an alien? Is this just someone that wants to look like an alien?
Is it a bug?
Yeah, is it just a bug? Is it just a glitch in the generation process? I don't know.
You know, I think we got too many masks though.
Too many masks? Yeah. I think
there's like 6 different varieties of masks.
1, 2, 3. I think these are like all the masks that we have actually are these 3. I think
we should only have like 2.
Yeah, maybe.
Because maybe people don't want masks. Maybe people just want ciggies and stuff.
Yeah, well, we've got ciggies as well.
Yeah.
Like, we got stuff like this. But, yeah, maybe. Let's cover
this is where we are right now, guys. So you can see where we were before and the progress that we've been making now. And, Matt, this is epic.
This is my favorite one.
Oh, nice.
I love this guy so much. Got a little smiley face painted on there. He's got his ape skull. He's just happy to be here, you know?
I just want these done already. Like,
I would be so
need
stoked.
These on the blockchain.
The weapons are really cool, and these are going to be challenging because we're sort of going to be committed to like making these in each of the games that we can use our avatars in down the road, which is going to be an interesting challenge, but one I think we can meet. Billy is like just incredible in smashing these out.
He's crushing.
We are definitely going to get him on. We're going to do a log with him once he's done with these, and he can take a bit of a break. Okay, so here's our captain. You guys have seen this splash art last time. I'm showing it again because we were talking about this last time, and I want to come back to that because we were sort of implying that there was something something to that last time. Can we talk about Ethermon? At a point we can talk about Ethermon? Yeah. So we are doing a collab with Ethermon where we're going to have a Metakey themed Ethermon, which is going to be based on the Captain's Companion, which is variably that little thing and this big, beautiful thing. It's inspired by a phoenix. It's sort of like an alien, dragon, phoenix hybrid thing. And when it's in digital spaces, it can take this form. And when it's not, it's just like this cute little bird. But the basis behind it is, I think I was mentioning this last time, I don't remember, but you know how the Soviets, before they started sending humans into space, they were sending like dogs into space, sending animals into space. And for this like human minting process, it was the same sort of thing, right? They were experimenting with animals and minting animals and seeing if they could do that with their DNA and their consciousness. And that caused interesting sort of side effects and mutations and stuff like that. And this was one of the early experiments that the Captain rescued when she escaped. Yeah, we're doing an Ethermon design out of it. This was Poppy's design, which is just fantastic.
So you'll be able to catch it in its basic form and then evolve it over time into big boy.
Yeah,
over there.
And I think we want this to do something else subsequently, right?
Something else. Yes. So we had the fact that if you own this Ethermon, then it should give you more percentage chance of being able to find and hunt the other Ethermon that we also will be having. So it's kind of like a utility-based Ethermon.
Yeah. So this is going to have a
maybe much later on.
Yeah. And this also, so there's 3D work in progress of the Ethermon that we're going to be seeing walking around in DCL. From there, we're coming back to this screen, and do you notice something different about these guys now, maybe? What do you think? I love this one.
I love that one so much.
I love this one so much. This is the same type of creature
is it?
As the bird. Yeah, I think so. I think that's the idea.
It's kind of like a leaf version or something.
Mutated bird. No, there's feathers. There's a little, like peacock.
Yeah, even the green stuff. Huh?
Yeah.
I kept thinking it was like a leaf.
No, there's like little peacock
leaf
feathers.
Pokemon type thing.
And we've got some classic kind of pirate monkey here. Some kind of cyber hyper thing. So
I thought Billy had a lot of fun with that.
Billy has had a lot of fun with these pets. And I'm kind of interested about how we're going to end up implementing these, because I think we like the idea of having sort of an accompanying pet project to the avatars, like later down the line. So we haven't decided yet whether or not these are going to be traits in this avatar project, or whether they're going to be the sort of concept for a pet project that we have attached to the avatars, like a little bit down the road, basically. But again, in the background, in the lore, we've got this idea, because we need to be planting the seeds for all this stuff like way ahead for it to make sense and fit into this IP and this universe that we're creating. But we've got some that are sort of being mutated through these minting processes, and we've got others that I honestly haven't figured out yet. I have no idea. I mean, is this parrot like fully mechanical? I think it's fully mechanical, right? So maybe this could be in the same way that we've sort of been positing with the outlaw, that maybe he doesn't have a human body anymore. Maybe, again, his body and his consciousness got separated and found a way to put his consciousness into like mechanical body. Maybe they've done the same thing with some of these animals, That could be interesting. Or maybe these animals have got human consciousness in them. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. But Billy's just been having a lot of fun. And subsequently, we've been having a lot of fun, I think. It's been really cool. So that's basically where we're at.
So can you get weapons and a pet?
Yeah.
You can?
I think so.
But there is no weapons.
I'm actually not sure. Yeah,
because I'm looking at a...
yeah.
I'm wondering if you put a parrot on someone with a weapon, is that just too much noise?
Yeah.
Like you see the bottom left guy,
so.
the
Yes.
orange background.
Yeah.
So you see swords, and then you put a pet on that as well.
I think that's probably what Billy was suspecting.
But it would be cool to have that.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, we'll experiment with it and see how it looks. And you guys, like, let us know what you think. Whether you think that we should launch with these pets, or whether the pets should be a subsequent project that we sort of build on top of the avatars. We can do it either way, depending on feedback and depending on what Billy wants to do. We trust his discretion as well, because he's a bloody genius. He's so good. He is so good. But these ghouls in particular, I'm really excited.
Man, I love those ghouls.
I'm really excited to explore them.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
The ghouls, the aliens, and the robots came out so well.
Yes. Yeah. And I think
I'd love to see the cat with accessories.
Yeah, and I think we will probably start to see the cat with accessories. The cat was just like, Billy was just sort of starting to polish this off.
Yeah. I always, whenever Billy has showed me just the alien with no accessories, or just the cat, or just the robot, I've always been like, oh, I don't know,
Looks
man.
kinda
Like,
naked.
it just kind of looks weird.
Yeah.
But then when he's put the accessories on there, I'm like, holy shit, that looks epic.
Yeah, like, all right.
So I wonder what the cat's gonna look like if it's got a hairstyle.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the next stage, is making it all fit. Because again, Avatar projects are really difficult. Yeah. Every single one of these components is on a separate layer, right? And I think I was explaining this last time, but like this visor, for instance, this is the same like layer PNG file that needs to fit onto this head, this head, this head, this head, this head, and needs to look like it fits, like it's natural, right? Because you can't have like, 10 different iterations of this visor for each head type, or it's just like, it just becomes an absolute mess. So it's extremely challenging. And what we're actually going to do when this is done and launched is, I think I mentioned this last time, but we're going to get Billy and we're going to get Victor to help me write a course on for the Metakademy on generating an NFT PFP avatar project from start to finish. Yep. And that is just going to be like, it's going to be a big project. It's going to be a lot of work to make that course, but I think it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's going to be so cool. So that's where we're at with the PFPs. So next thing, what else have I got here? Oh yeah, that's right. I wanted to talk about Keymasters because you dropped a bombshell the other day. You have this, Matty has this habit, right, of making these executive decisions, which are his prerogative, and then just kind of announcing them, and we're all like, oh, okay, so that's happening. So
I think I remember just bringing it up in conversation when on one of our calls. And
you mentioned that
you
were thinking about it.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, any bad things you guys can think that will happen from doing this? And then, I think one or two of you guys were like, oh, that's okay.
Yeah, we were like,
and then I was like, all right, cool, boom, announce it tomorrow.
So Keymasters are a role that we give people to Discord if they own Edition 1, Edition 2, Edition 3. They hold them all in a single wallet. Okay. If you are a Keymaster, you will get every edition. Is that right? You will get every single edition from Edition 4 onwards dropped to you for free. Yeah.
Dropped, or will allow you to mint them. So I haven't figured out exactly the distribution, but you will be able to get them for free instead of paying the 0.2 Ethereum every single time.
Right. You might have to pay gas though.
You might have to pay gas.
Yeah, depending on how we decide to distribute it. Yeah.
But it's an ERC 1155, which doesn't demand too much gas. So it's not like your average 721. Should be a little bit better on the gas.
But that is just like phenomenal. It's just absolutely absurd.
So the mindset with that, guys, was we try and do things that everyone benefits, right? And so Keymasters being, you got to buy all three of those collector editions. So the first three editions that you see on OpenSea or Rarible are our only collector's editions, right? We released them in a lot of scarcity. And the next edition that we will release is 5,000 pieces. It's not as scarce at all, and it's not as perked up as Keymasters would be, or Keymasters would get a little bit more than what the future editions would be. So if we were to, so what I was thinking was, if I announced this, then all the editions would go up in value.
Yes.
So everyone would be happy, and this is exactly what happened.
This is what happened. This is what happened. This was 24 hours ago. And they've gone up quite a bit since then, even just in the last 24 hours. So part of it was because of that. And the other was...
So about that. That's awesome. Did you make it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice one.
That was me trying to be like really sneaky and really subtle. I was just like, hey, Twitter, here's some free alpha. That was it. Didn't say anything.
Well, 8 hours later.
Yeah.
6.85.
Yeah, 8 hours later.
What's the floor price right now? Is it 6.65?
I think it's probably higher than that by now, honestly. But Artifact Studios announced we were sort of on the fence with this with Artifact Studios because this is really, really complicated, honestly. But for those of you who don't know, Artifact Studios is releasing an avatar project, codename Akira. And
someone just accidentally sold a Metakey for 1.53 Ethereum.
Oh, that is tragic. That is tragic. Yeah, so Artifact Studios is launching their avatar project called Akira. And they are basically giving access to anyone that has bought an Artifact NFT, excluding like DCL wearables and stuff like that, where they can mint 3 in pre-sale, and one of those will be for free.
Oh, is that how it works?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that that's how it works, and that's what they've said. And it was unclear whether or not. Well, there you go. There it is. It was unclear whether or not Metakey Edition 2 was going to be included in that. For a couple of reasons.
And we didn't expect them to be included because this is their project. Remember, they get funds for selling, their avatars, and for us to tell them that, hey, for 500, could you just let us get them for free? Yeah, was a big ask. So
yeah, and that's kind of what they were saying, right? Is that it's also a lot cheaper. A Metakey, the 0.2 was a lot cheaper than like a lot of the other Artifact NFTs that are kind of eligible for this. And it's a Metakey. It's not an Artifact Studios NFT. It's a Metakey that was designed by Artifact Studios. But ultimately, they decided that they wanted to support us and support the community and continue to support the sort of value of Edition 2 and allow people to basically get on this for holding Edition 2.
So they announced that Artifact Metakeys, which is the Edition 2, will be able to mint 1.
Yeah.
They'll be able to mint one of the... So it's an interesting model that they've got. So they're releasing 20,000 avatars. The first 10,000 will be a private sale. Private sale meaning that you have to have an NFT of theirs to be able to mint it for 0.05. 0.05 ETH is pretty cheap. So that's the first 10,000 will be distributed in that way. The next 10,000 will be a public one. So that'll be gas wars and all that sort of stuff. And some people will get it, some people won't. But the first 10,000 will be available to be had for those that have the Metakey. So you're pretty much, if you have an Artifact Studio 1, you're pretty much guaranteed at least one.
Yeah. Which is...
Not for free, though.
No.
Not for free.
Which is...
It's kind of like a ticket to mint at least one. So that way you don't miss out.
Yeah. Which is fantastic and has, again, like massively bumped up the value of Edition 2.
It's also an interesting kind of dynamic that we have with these batches of keys, because we are getting different artists or designers to make them, but that those artists will be incentivized to increase the value of them because they get royalties, we get royalties. So Artifact, it makes sense for them to help the growth of their Artifact Studio Metakeys. They're also just a good for the they're a very community oriented project, obviously. But the way we've designed everything is that if you get an Artifact Studio one or an Alan Bolton one or whichever one you get, he may add value to those ones if he wants to, and he's open to do that. We may add value to it, so there's a double kind of utility that is potentially that could happen with your Metakey.
Yeah. So you actually just anticipated one of the key sort of feedback questions we've got this week, which is, well, what do we do now for Gen 1 and Gen 3 to kind of compensate, right? And the answer is whatever Alan wants to do and whatever Marco wants to do, they can do. It's their prerogative. If they do something.
So, the things that come to us externally, we just see them as bonuses.
Yeah.
And they decide to give it to 1 key editions or 2 or 3, that everyone, like, that's them to do. Like, we can't control that, and we never want to control that.
Obviously, we'd love it if they gave it to everyone, but
yeah, we'd love it if they gave it to everyone. But
it's always realistic.
It is what it is. But what we're doing is we're learning, and we're trying to figure out in the future how can we continue to make it better. This is like very early in the stage or the life cycle of the Metakey.
Yeah,
we're still learning from the value propositions and making it more and more better and fair and all that sort of stuff. So whatever you get now, it's only going to get better.
So, moving on from Artifact Studios, we've been announcing like a lot of collaborations and partnerships and stuff like that. There are 2 that I'm pretty excited for, and the first one is Vogoose, because I love Vogoose. I love their community. I love their narrative and lore building and narrative driven approach to their projects. I love this kind of sci-fi IP that they're building. And we're looking at the potential collaborations and the potential sort of crossovers between their narrative and their characters and their Avatar project with like our characters and our narrative. So one thing that we're going to be doing is basically helping Vogu build experiences in various spaces, particularly Sandbox. And whatever they end up building there, we're going to give Metakey holders the same access to as any Vogu holders. And we're just planning on doing lots of cool like crossovers and stuff. I think one
of the coolest stuff we're going to do is probably do mini games in the Sandbox.
Yeah.
And maybe Decentraland as well, as more games come out of that space.
Yeah.
But Sandbox is a no-brainer to do like CyberKong's games and Vogu games and whoever else we're going to partner with.
Yeah, and we'll be doing kind of crossovers.
We've got a really interesting IP that I said yesterday, but I can't say it now because it's not finalized. But it's kind of like
one.
Yeah, it's a challenging one. It's a good one, guys. You're gonna like it.
Yeah.
When we announce that partnership.
Yeah, that was very surprising. But hopefully we'll be announcing that very soon. So we got this stuff with Vogus, and I've also been talking to Animetas about doing similar stuff. Animetas has decided that they want to implement Dungeons and Dragons in the same way that NFT Dungeon has, and we're working on building a space in DCL where you have virtual tabletop functionality where you can actually go into a build on our land in DCL and play D&D or other tabletop games with a community, and it'll integrate with Animetas or NFT Dungeon or potentially other projects that are starting to move in, because like gaming and tabletop gaming and its sort of functionality in the metaverse is something that is like really starting to build up, and a lot of people got a lot of interest in.
Absolutely.
So that's going to be really cool. And that's those are the big ones. So Maddie, do you want to go through some feedback and some questions?
Yep.
I promise they won't be as challenging as they were last time.
No, let's give it to me. I love challenging questions.
Okay, we got one about the Shark Tank. Are we going to have any celebrity guests for the Shark Tank moving forward?
Yeah, we will build up to them. They're probably asking if Gary Vee is going to be on it. Not in conversation at the moment. I kind of like it being small and community oriented at the start, because the Twitter, NFT Twitter is becoming like the thing of influencers now.
Yes.
Are you noticing?
Yeah.
Like it's what the influencers are talking about and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's fun from my perspective because I like to talk about stuff and I like that I can get so much engagement. But there's thousands of people that want to still be part of it. So I kind of like what we're doing, and we'll grow slowly. And if we do, and we'll do it rarely, it's not going to be.
Yeah.
I don't want to just make it about popular people.
Celebrities and influencers, they may have the confidence and the charisma, but in my experience, like I've worked with influencers for a long, 7 years. I've been in that space in the gaming sphere, and in my experience, most of them do not actually know much more than the average person in the space, right? They just have a platform and they say it a lot louder, and people listen to them, and particularly in the crypto and NFT space, there's almost this like self-fulfilling prophecy where if a big influencer says something's going to perform well, then suddenly it performs well, and they get to say, "Whoa, see, I told you, I'm a genius." And it's like, no, you're not a genius. You're just kind of incidentally manipulating it by directing traffic to it. So the cool thing about the Shark Tank is that it's about community feedback and community discussion, and giving everyone else a platform, right? And so it would be cool and fun and insightful to get some big names and some celebrities to come in, but we cannot let it overshadow the whole point of that community discussion.
I agree. I like how Kevin on Earth and Peanut Butter and me and Poppy were on it. We can switch it around and we can get 3 to 4 people straight from the community. I can step back and just jump onto Twitch and be just someone in chat.
Definitely. So a couple of people have been asking about auto passive income for the Metakey. Apparently CyberKongs is doing something similar to this. You can generate passive income for
I can't comment on that too much, but I do like that model.
There's a lot of complications. It's not as simple as people think.
It's not as simple. If you want to build a strong IP and a proper brand, then legally you got to make things check out. And I'm focused on that. But I like the model.
It is. It's a cool model. It's a cool idea. Okay, we already spoke about drops for Edition 1 and Edition 3 and how things are working with Artifact Studios. So some people have been seeing a huge value prop in your live streams, right? It's like, honestly, some of the best content, the best alpha, the most reliable content in the NFT space at the moment. And we've been getting a lot of key holders saying like, hey, why, like, can we maybe get some of that exclusively? Maybe we can make it so that Metakey holders can only watch it live and everyone else has to wait like 6 hours or something. And I think to that, the point that I was making earlier in the log today about the value that is bringing to the Metakey community and to key holders, having that open and available to everyone is good for the Metakey.
I think so. I think it's best to be open with all of it, because a lot of the stuff I cover, they're all assumptions, right? I can't predict the future. This is just me thinking what will do well. Just because Maddie says something might do well doesn't mean it's gonna do well. I understand getting that information early, and paid groups actually do that. They provide content early and their thesis and all that sort of stuff. And I think we might do something like that, but it's hard to work that into a live stream. But dedicated breakdowns and content that maybe goes to the Discord before YouTube, that makes sense. So maybe when we get more hands on deck and we can start to do more YouTube content and more video stuff from other people, we can explore that.
I mean, you've got the Metakademy is like the main thing at the moment, right? And the Metakademy is far more kind of carefully curated and more heavily researched than Maddie just sitting in front of a microphone and kind of rambling for an hour, which is very valuable. But again, this attitude of 80-20, I think is something we need to keep in mind, right? Is the more free value we provide to people, the more people we onboard into the community, and the more value we add to the Metakey and to key holders subsequently, right?
And also, another thing why I don't like to do exclusive content for Discord and stuff is we start to become like a bit of a pump group. Non-intentionally, right? What happens is people have that perception of, wait a second, Maddie has not made this YouTube video public. When everyone else finds out about it, it's going to get some more volume. Maybe we'll go in and buy everything. So we end up just having that mindset. And that's normal because why wouldn't you have that mindset, right? You are part of an exclusive group. You're getting information first and it sounds smart. It sounds good. Why don't you go up and buy everything before everyone else gets here? But that kind of FOMO is inorganic, and that it doesn't end well most of the times. So I'm avoiding that, and that's why behind everything that I release is massive disclaimers. Every time I'm buying stuff in Maddie's wallet, we added Maddie's wallet, by the way, in the Discord.
Yeah, that's right, we did.
But I'm always adding disclaimers and all that sort of stuff.
We're keeping you honest.
Oh god.
You can
It's
see
so scary because you guys can see all my craziness.
We can see all of the nonsense that you're buying. Like, what is you bought an apple for $30,000.
I bought 11 apples.
11 apples.
For $400,000.
These are curio cards. Yeah, right.
So the story behind the apple is the first ever curio card. Number one.
Okay.
So it's not as scarce. It's kind of like the least. It's not rare at all, but it's the first.
Yeah.
And gen pieces of anything are always valuable. The first of anything. So that's why I bought a bunch of them.
Now this channel is exclusive to key holders.
Right.
Yeah. So not just anyone can see everything that you're doing all the time. So we've actually got another question on that same theme. The NFT strategy channel. Actually, I'll come back. The NFT strategy channel in here, people have identified as being one of the, like, this is even just a clubhouse, like one of the best places for alpha and for discussions kind of anywhere at the moment. And a lot of people have been asking, like, hey, should we consider making this channel key holders only? And I think you come across the same problems, right, where you can sort of accidentally turn into a pump group if you make it a closed group. But also we've got 2,000 key holders, right? And we're getting kind of a lot of traffic and a lot of open discussion in here. But if we suddenly close it, then maybe we're not getting as much engagement. Maybe we're kind of like restricting the value of it. So a lot of this stuff that people are like, hey, should we make this holder exclusive? It's like maybe after edition 4, maybe when the community has kind of grown to a point where it's in like the tens of thousands, then we might consider, having a little bit more sort of exclusivity in a couple of these spaces.
Yeah, I agree with that. And the mindset of making this a public group at the start was that we can be active. Because we don't have that many holders of our assets. We only have 2,250 NFT holders, which is not much in the grand scheme of things. And we'll hopefully go on to have tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
So I think with the next set, we'll onboard maybe another 1,000, 2,000 people to our Metakey. And by then, if we have a locked section, it might make total sense to do that.
Yeah.
As long as people, when they come into this at a free Discord, they're like, wait a second, how do I get involved? And there's something for them. I'm wondering, should there be something for them, which could be the general chat?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of that sort of balance.
We definitely, like, pretty much near the top of my list for things to do before edition 4 is go back to the drawing board a little bit with the way that the Discord is structured and improve and streamline the user experience for it. Yeah. Because it is getting big.
Yeah. The Discord is 6,200, and I'm pretty sure with the next few announcements in the next 30 to 60 days, it's just going to freaking triple.
Yeah. It's a lot. It is a lot.
Yeah.
But it's really exciting. It's I'm just like so delighted by how wonderful and valuable the resource this has become, and not just for key holders, but for like everyone in the community. And I think like we want to be that as the Metakey. We want to be something that provides value to everyone in the NFT space, because that's how you accelerate adoption, right? Yeah.
But I have noticed most people that talk in this are actually key holders, right?
Yeah, most. Yeah.
We get a lot of all of them. Like if you scroll up NFT strategy, everyone seems to have a verified role.
Yeah, most
3,
of them.
2, 1.
You occasionally get people, like new people coming in and sort of asking questions, right? Find one. But when someone does ask a question, a new person, like, hey, what do you guys think of this? Am I like being stupid for getting into this or whatever? Everyone's being like so helpful, and everyone's like being really sort of positive and supportive and answering questions for like new people to the space and stuff like that. And that has, I've never seen a community that has required so little moderation. Like there's no hate, there's no salt. Everyone is really supportive. And it's so easy to moderate. And I really love that. And I cannot thank you guys enough in the community for creating this space because it's really nice and it makes my job so much easier.
I'm just having I'm just reading that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Look at this. Someone sold too early.
Oh yeah.
Hate myself. Been pissed all day. Just got mad at an employee. It's the next twin flames and I blew it. What happened here? I just had my biggest L in this space. Not gonna make it.
Yeah,
lost out on 34 ETH and counting. Where did my Vans go? Bought over a month for 3 ETH. 3 ETH buy, risky gamble. Sold at 4.5 3 days later. Last I checked, it was 37 ETH floor. Kills me now.
See, that's tough, but that's not losing 34 ETH. That's making 1.5 ETH.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't think about it. If the floor keeps going up, you can't think, I'm losing money, I'm losing money.
I'll tell you though, man, it hurts.
Oh, no doubt.
I remember, like, I still look at my ferocious single edition pieces, 2 of them that I sold. 2 of them!
Yeah.
They're worth like $500,000 each, and I sold them, one for $40,000 and the next one for $100,000, which is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
you just got to move on.
Hurts.
You just got to move on to the next thing and the next opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't remember what the question was now. Oh yeah, it was about NFT strategy exclusivity. Yeah. It's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
We
will explore everything. We will explore everything, guys.
Yeah, definitely. People have been asking about the wallet trackers, right? We got the wallet tracker for key holders for Maddie's wallet. A couple of people have said, hey, can we have wallet trackers for the whole Metakey community? And that is...
What do you mean the whole Metakey community?
Like
what everyone buys, like what paper do you buy?
No. Yeah, for everyone. Like one feed for everything that every Metakey holder is trading. And I think that's tough.
That'd be fucking crazy.
Because the majority of Metakey holders don't necessarily want their addresses to be public. They don't really want people to know.
Should we be asking for permission before we do this thing?
Of course.
No, like if we were to add Logan Paul's address, should we ask for his permission?
Yeah, probably.
Really? I'll throw it in there.
I mean, well, okay. So the whole point.
Because to be honest, that data's public.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of blockchain, right?
Yeah.
Is that it's transparent. Absolutely. So it's polite to ask people, I think, but ultimately, like that's why we're here. That's why we're invested in this technology, because it's transparent and we can trust it. We can all see what everyone's doing, everything that's happening.
A little too transparent.
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Yeah. So something like having a wallet tracker for everyone in the Metakey community. One, that would be extremely difficult to set up, and 2, you'd have to have people.
Oh wait, I think that I think they're asking the wallet tracker channel to make it public.
No. They're asking for a wallet tracker where you can see everything that everyone in the Metakey community is trading. That's what they're asking.
Yeah,
that's too much.
I think it's just too much info.
That's too much.
You wouldn't be able to
you wouldn't be able to parse it. You wouldn't be able to, like, it'd be impossible to read.
You know what would be interesting though? If we were to add certain people's wallets, so like Logan Paul, blah blah blah. Maybe Gary V, and then we can categorize all of their purchases to avatars. So if you click avatars, you can be like, Gary V bought this avatar, Logan Paul bought this avatar. So there's an avatar channel, a land channel, maybe an art channel, and then everything else. That might be interesting. And Kevin Rose has been buying and selling a lot.
Oh yeah, that's true. There's one other big complication with that, which Victor pointed out this morning on Twitter. I don't know if you saw his thread, but Victor identified basically the
minting.
Yeah. There was this sort of like false minting where developers were sending a bunch of NFTs to people like Logan Paul and making it look like Logan Paul had minted it when he hadn't. Made it look like he'd minted like 100 of this project, which is a garbage project that he did not mint. But that's the problem with these wallet trackers as well, is that like you
do they pick up on that?
Yeah, it would just show that you know, he's suddenly got all this stuff in his wallet, and people could look at that and think, oh, you know, here's some alpha. So
the wallet tracker is definitely a.
It's just one tool in your toolkit.
It is one tool, and you got to be very careful with it.
Yeah,
because I think it's like a FOMO initiator.
Yeah, definitely. So always be careful. Always do more research than just one thing in one place. Any plans for a Metakey token?
What does that mean? Cryptocurrency? Like a token?
Yeah.
Can't answer that question.
Okay. All right. Any updates on physical merch?
Merch. We are still in discussions with someone. If you're talking about the physical thing for the collector editions, remember we promised every collector edition will be eligible for a physical.
We've got a question about that as well. Physical cards when?
Physical cards coming. What we did was this PFP project needed to go out ASAP. So we've trimmed all the fat, and we've said, all right, let's just not do the merch stuff. Let's not do the physical card stuff. Let's just get this PFP project out. Let's get edition 4 out. And so we've kind of like reshaped the timeline. And after we do all that sort of stuff, and we can drop back a little bit because the community's popping, then I think we can start to introduce that stuff.
Okay. All right. Cool. Now we're anticipating the question, as always, of edition 4 when, and I just wanted to show some things about the progress of the edition 4 card in that regard. This is the first concept that Billy came up with. We have an artist. We have a 3D artist. He's currently on vacation. I think he gets back in about a week, and he's going to smash this out. But we have been thinking very carefully about what this card's going to look like.
So Billy's not the artist. He just comes up with the
no,
concept.
he's just the concept artist. Yeah, Billy's not the artist for this one. So we've been thinking very carefully about the design language of it and how it kind of ties into the rest of the IP, how it relates to the ship, how it relates to the captain and her design language. And then Billy, I think, showed you these the other day based on some of your feedback. Obviously, it's not Artifact Studios, that's just a placeholder. But this is some of the concept designs he showed you as well.
Can we talk about what happens with these, or we're just going to leave it like that?
Yeah, we can talk about it. It's going to have a sort of a storyboard to it, right? Where the cards are going to be sort of rotating.
You guys are going to love it so much.
Yeah. And on each rotation,
there's going to be a 3D card. It's going to rotate.
Yeah.
It's going to be animated on each rotation.
Yeah. So this portal is going to be like an active portal. The characters are going to sort of be moving in and out of, and our ship's going to be flying in and out of. And there's going to be this sort of narrative, this like lore building storyboard as the card rotates. And
so each time it rotates, there'll be like a little story going on.
Yeah.
It's hard. You got to see it.
Yeah. And it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. Like, I'm so excited for it. Yeah, I think Marco did like such a good job with. I mean, this is one of the great things about Marco, right? Is that all of his art is storytelling, and it's all like really inspiring. But when we had Marco designing the card, we hadn't really formulated our IP yet. So the edition 3 is telling a story. It's telling a story about the metaverse, but it's a story that's not so closely aligned with our IP as the story of edition 4.
Yeah. Edition 4 we're using as a tool. When you look at it, it should, after 15 seconds of it animated, it should kind of give you a strong perception of what the lore and the idea behind our project is.
So I just love the idea of like Metakey editions being like artifacts in a way. You go back to first edition and you see like your old DCL blogger logo, and it's like, it's a beautiful NFT, but there's you can tell that like the Metakey as an IP hasn't been actualized yet. And with each subsequent edition, we're seeing it sort of mature, and we're carrying the story forward, not just the story within our IP, but the story of the project and the team and the people that are involved with it, you know? Which is, really exciting, honestly. Like, Edition 4 is going to be spectacular. It's going to be phenomenal.
I think we keep talking about Edition 4. I know people keep asking about it. I really want to get it out ASAP.
Yeah.
So.
And it will be. It'll be out soon. We're all ready. We just need to have this artist finish up his vacay and come back strong and smash it out for us. Yeah. So we're looking at maybe 3 weeks.
3 weeks. I keep saying 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Now I'm saying 3 weeks.
It's turning into a bit of a meme, right? 3 to 4 weeks. 3 weeks. Forever 3 to 4 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, we said we weren't going to make it an hour and a half this time, and we lied.
1 hour and 20.
1 hour and 20. Oh, yeah, okay. That's progress. That's progress. I think the last one's like an hour 47. Maddie, do you have any closing thoughts, any call to action, anything you'd like to say?
That's
made it this far.
No, thanks for supporting us. Thanks for believing in us and giving us your feedback and being in the Discord. I hope you're finding value in holding the key. We have obviously a lot more to do ahead of us. We promised 100+ integrations. We've probably done 1 or 2. So there's many things we need to do on that front. But like at the start, the first 3 to 4 months was really building a strong community, and I think we did that. We built like pretty sick community with a Discord offering that is like you can't see much of that anywhere else. And now it's going to be building in the next 3 to 6 months. We should see a lot more integrations and stuff you can do with the Metakey.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been about building a community both like with that, but also within the team, figuring out our culture and our dynamics and kind of, learning to work together. And that's been challenging because, we've been in and out of lockdown a lot. We've been remote a lot of the time. And I think that everyone's been like handling it really well. Like I've never been part of a team that is so like hardworking and so like tightly kind of connected. So we're in a really good place to really start smashing it out right now. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. You can probably tell that we're both about to pass out, so we're probably going to go and do that. Actually, that's a lie. I've got a bunch of editing to do. Maddie can take a nap.
I'm going to just drop dead on the ground.
Yeah, we need to get a fold-out couch here in the office for Maddie to take his naps. Oh, bye, Maddie. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for watching. Links in the description below to all of the things, including the proposal forms for Metakademy for Shark Tank, links to Discord, links to Twitch, links to YouTube. Well, they're on YouTube. They're watching on YouTube. And if you've made it this far, congratulations. Thank you very much for your support and your faith. We love you, and we will see you in the next one.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye-bye.